#FemArmed #MeToo. New York Times writes that it hasn't been done very badly. The New York Times published an article by Hollywood correspondent Brooks Barnes on Monday titled After #MeToo Avragningen, a fight for Hollywood to walk alone, in which it was stated that there was a lack of support for the alleged sexual misconduct organization, and that more support was needed. Years with a history of sexual misconduct have left a significant legacy of lives and careers in the fields of media, music, and entertainment. The coalition has strengthened democratic rights, such as the right to debate gun control, and created an environment where intimidation and self-aggrandizement are acceptable. A number of historically privileged women and African Americans have improved their economic standing by gaining access to a different branch of the film industry. Hollywood's overall filmmaking quality has fallen down a cliff in recent years due to economic pressures that were forcefully amplified by the pandemic. Blockbusters' popularity continues to rise. Sinuvhengige stems from one time have been marginalized more than any other sin. Barnes Jordrasten from the #MeToo movement hasn't done anything for the vast majority of females. Intiksuliketten av kvinner, som har skuddet vært siden 1970-tallet, fortsetter Vox, en process som bear blur for styrks av skyhi and flasjon og angrepet p abortratigheter. The most recent protest in Los Angeles against film producer Harvey Weinstein, who will be speaking at the next She Said event, has whetted Barnes and Time's appetite. Metoo in 2017 and the strong ticket price for The Woman King, a ludicrous historical fiction in the service of identity politics. Without specifically mentioning it, Barnes' article discusses the need to strengthen the Democratic Party's support base among middle-class voters in the run-up to November elections, while also raising the issue of potential legal obstacles to the Times' right to publish these stories. Barnes' tilnærming serves as an example of this man's egoism. New issues have been given a higher priority than mangfold, retfærdighed, and inclusion, the author claims. These issues include outbread costs, after which the level of the ticket increases significantly. It is always possible for the newly included to become excluded as long as the economic implications continue to exist. In this context, Barnes refers to a film director who says, I tror ansett 6 ingenting annat in kvinner og farged, as nh vitman. No mention of Faren for Krig, fascism's trussel, the systematized attacks on democratic rights and living standards, or any other such elements can be found in Barnes' analysis. Derimat has not named women who were trained for large jobs and held forth as triumphant examples in a new era after being pushed to the side, but none of the women who were seated on sidelines following concerns about misjournings and subsequent employment. Barnes develops the central theme, emphasizing that those who have been vulnerable to errors may not always forecast the future. To make a brief comment, definitely an article with anti-communist viewpoints from the 1950s. People who are only protected will no longer be without further forvist. In recent court cases involving actors Johnny Depp and Kevin Spacey, juries have found serious inconsistencies with the facts and have not agreed with the provocative and generally unsatisfactory p-standing that the Times and the rest of the American media have pointed to. The Times correspondent makes reference to the controversy surrounding Depp, who stort set van en retzack where Hans' former wife, actress Amber Heard, beskilt ham for sexual vold and vold in H. Gemet. Yes, and Depp accused Heard of mistakes, and the jury found him guilty. No, writes Barnes, see Depp in a movie. The harshest criticism was leveled at James Franco's skuespiller career, which imploded in 2018 under allegations of sexual misjourning. Barnes goes on to say that Franco is indeed his, after a deal worth $22 million, for which he made no predictions, has at least 3 films coming on the horizon. Depp or Franco were targeted for no other forbearance than they were for one. Parrot has not yet been considered a forecast, though. The Times article makes it clear that the social consensus is always being threed out. Opfitningen om at filmskaping I Hollywood, Sammen gang producert Modern Times, The Grapes of Wrath, Citizen Kane og The Best Years of Our Lives, Kuntal til Betingelsen og Bekymringen til det stort arbejden flirtelit av befolkningen, det ikke no. In the article, progressive filmmaking is defined as pictures like Bros, the first homophobic romantic comedy from a major studio, Easter Sunday and MS. Marvel, a Disney Plus series criticized for depicting a Muslim woman as a superhero. Barnes doesn't have any objections to American studio picture production moving forward to the next season. All he wants is for it to happen in accordance with the true identity political understanding of the time. Despite the fact that no one films or television series that clearly depicts Mangfold, and includes either having ceased production or having failed to exit from the Rullebanen, no general conclusions should be drawn from this. Censure and self-censure are on the daily order. Barnes wants everyone to know that a overcorrection, as one of his interview materials claims, occurred in 2017 and later. Han refers to the fact that at the beginning of the campaign for sexual eligibility, levd 6 alai fullständig frikt in the penbar misbilligels commentaren to an anonymous director, However, the frickin' has already passed. There is now more room for the grievance, more verbal abuse is being tolerated, and there is some grumbling about the handling of the #MeToo movement by the government. Times are in conflict with similar Forrest Dillinger. Barnes and Times discuss the problematic sexual overrepresentation in Hollywood, casting Safin, and related phenomena as a result of white men's dominance. According to what we stated in October 2017, den type nutpressing av sexual tjenester Erik Bear en del av Hollywood, det et del av den amerikansk forretnings og fortidskulturen generelt, et del av brutaliteten I det sociale forbindelsen. These are the realities of capitalism. We observe that sexual misconduct or harassment was betraktelig underrapportert in all the actual situations in America when the aforementioned befinner seg selv prisget the mektig. Additionally, WSWS apologized in 2017 for the fact that sexual harassers had always left the third house empty. There won't be any extremely progressive outcomes from this, we wrote. A production code, a guideline for shit in film and television production, more attention paid to the censors, whether they are untrained or self-trained, is what will most likely result in the opposite outcome of this tragic story. Macdon's and the Richtomans' dominance, which is tied to the widespread abuse and forgeries, becomes unrestrained. There are 5 of them and nothing in the forecast will materialize.